Okay. Hey, everybody. Let's see. I see some pictures back there. I don't know what to eat yet. And also, do I want to have... Culinarian is currently the lowest level of the stuff that I want to level up, so I'm actually going to switch to Culinarian. No, Alchemist. Okay. Welcome to the Lancers Guild, adventurer. If you seek to refine your skills with the polearm, then you have come to the right place. Here at the Lancers Guild, spear wielders gather to train with one another, and further hone their abilities under the tutelage of our fine instructors. Do you seek membership with us? Yeah. Very well, I shall provide you with an insight into the history of our guild. More than just an instrument of war, the spear is also a tool for hunting, and with game ever plentiful in the Twelveswood, the weapon has been the mainstay of the locals here since before the founding of Gridania. With the passing of time, our nation became a gathering place for spearmasters from across the realm, many eager to test their mettle against the famed might of our wood whalers. And it was here in Gridania that their myriad fighting styles came into contact, eventually giving rise to the arts taught here today. That spear technique could be formalized at all much to the founding of the Lancers Guild by wood whaler Captain Mistal nigh on a century past. The tradition of accepting students from without as well as within Gridania's borders persists to this day, ensuring that the art of the polearm may not only survive, but also continue to evolve. Well, there you have it. I hope this brief history of the guild has helped settle any doubts in your mind. I think that's the shortest spiel I've ever heard. The Lancers Guild is always eager to welcome new initiates. If you've a will to enlist, speak with me again, and we can begin the enrollment procedures. Well then, have you made up your mind to enlist in the Lancers Guild? Excellent! I shall let Guildmaster Yuane know to expect you. All who seek admittance to our ranks must present themselves before him. He will judge if you are fit to become one of us. And make your way to the training area within. Our Guildmaster awaits you there. Alright. Yeah, we should have grabbed that quest. Hello, sir. Well met, adventurer. I understand you wish to learn the Lancer's art under our roof. Yep. I see you have some combat experience, yet it remains to be seen if such skills as you have acquired will avail you here. But no matter. In my capacity as a guildmaster, I shall guide your training, beginning with the very basics, the principles of our art. There exist myriad fighting styles, each of which has its own unique abilities. None, however, can claim to be as offensively minded as ours. Our approach is ever one of attack, no matter who or what we face. An experienced lancer is able to wield a polearm as if it were an extension of his body. He transforms into a raging storm before his foes, delivering a barrage of devastating thrusts and slashes. To facilitate such a relentless assault, we Lancers forego plate, favoring armor of leather and chain, such materials as provide adequate protection without unduly hindering movement. A Lancer's worth may be measured quite simply, in how swiftly and decisively he can pierce his enemy's defenses. By its nature, the polearm is a simple weapon to wield, for good or ill. Even in a farmer's hands, it is capable of wreaking considerable havoc. Thus has it been a mainstay of every great army since ancient times. Yet know that a lance alone does not a Lancer make. Faced with unfavorable odds, an unseasoned spearman will break formation and flee without a moment's hesitation. A true Lancer, however, flinches not before his enemies, for he knows not the meaning of fear. Ever does he press forward, disdainful of the odds, that he might pierce the enemy line and open a path to victory. Needless to say, doing so requires no small amount of courage, and that is why our guild has striven from the first to instill this essential quality in every soul who passes through our halls. Arduous trials await you, should you join our ranks. Knowing this, have you the resolve to wield the lance? Yes. Well said, adventurer. I see no reason to deny you a place within our ranks. Ah, but I neglected to introduce myself. I am Ywain, master of this guild. Pleasantries duly exchanged, I shall add to your hunting log the names of the creatures against which a Lancer might hone his skills. In celebration of the occasion, I hereby present you with your very own spear. Arm yourself with it, and speak to me once more. I would have you undertake your first task, a trial to be precise. Boing? Okay. Okay. So you were able to discern one end of the spear from the other. Good. You are doubtless eager to put your new weapon to the test, which is well, for I too have a test in mind, or rather, a trial. In order to develop an affinity with your weapon and learn to gauge such things as distance, you are to go forth and pitch yourself against the creatures that roam just outside the city. The squirrels, ladybugs, and funguars should provide you with a suitable challenge. Put it down, let us say 3 of each, and then report back to me. So you are back. I trust you have learned something of the essence of our art. A Lancer learns best when he is doing, each thrust making him stronger. Such things as strategy and technique will come in time. And never forget courage. Without it, you cannot hope to realize your potential. Your look betrays no hint of doubt. That is well. It is clear you see the truth in my words. That will be all for the present. Now, take up your weapon, sally forth, and cut a path for yourself. When next we meet, I hope to see you stronger for your time out in the world. Already there. Alright. you have returned. I take from your presence that you have gained a measure of familiarity with your weapon. Good, you are ready to begin the next phase of your training. You will recall my telling you that it takes no small amount of courage to be a lancer. Now, in general terms, courage is the strength to do something which one finds unnerving. However, a lancer's notion of courage is not so simple. Having first drawn a distinction between courage and recklessness, he then divides the former into two aspects. I would have you learn each with spear in hand. The first is composure. When outnumbered in battle, a lancer may lose his composure and succumb to panic. Should this happen, all of his training will swiftly flee his mind, and he will struggle to overcome opponents whom he would ordinarily have bested with ease. He will, in short, contribute to his own defeat. If you wish to become a lancer in sooth, you must learn to maintain your composure at all times. Do this, and you will be able to call upon every ounce of your strength and skill when it matters most. And so, to your first task. The riverbanks of the Central Shroud are home to vile kin known as Yarzons. Fiercely territorial, the creatures will attack anyone who strays too close, making them the bane of fisherfolk. They typically fall upon their prey en masse, barring all avenues of escape before closing in for the kill. What must go through your mind of their victim in that instant? Panic? Despair? Be sure to tell me upon your return. Needless to say, I would have you brave such an encounter. Take this sack of decidedly noisome bait and use it to lure the ever-ravenous creatures out of their nest. It may be that only one curious Yarzon appears, but what if 2 or 3 follow the scent? Let us see how you fare then. Now go, my young lancer, and learn what it means to fight with composure. Yeah, what name's so long? Okay, next one. Welcome back, Tink, and well done. I trust you now understand that in times of direst need, no amount of strength or skill with a spear will avail the lancer who lacks composure. You are now ready to learn the second aspect of the lancer's courage, resolve. When faced with a terrible foe, a lancer may succumb to fear and self-doubt. Should this happen, he will become defensive, and in seeking to cover his weakness, surrender his greatest strength, namely his capacity to attack. A lancer who fears to attack is naught but a man holding a pole. The spear may as well be a broomstick for all the good it will do him. It is not, and will never be, a shield. That you may learn the truth of my words firsthand, I bid you go to the Central Shroud, to an area adjoining the abandoned dungeon known as Spirit Hold. Since the calamity, that neck of the Twelveswood has become a veritable menagerie of fearsome fauna. There you will find 3 collapsed pillars, which have become a haunt for fell creatures. You are to put them down. What manner of fiends can you expect to encounter? Ha! To reveal that would be to defeat the purpose of the lesson, my young lancer. I will say only this. If you face the foes with a lancer's resolve, you will surely emerge the victor. Once you have completed the trial, pray report to Jillian in the entrance hall. She has grasped the 2 aspects of courage, albeit with some trouble. Though I doubt you will encounter similar difficulties, her struggle has furnished her with certain insights, which I think you would benefit from hearing. A lancer learns best when he is doing I, but the wisdom of his seniors is not entirely without worth. Go now, Tink, and do as I bid you. Okay. Alright. You are terrifying. Okay. That wasn't so bad. That's worse. Okay. Not terrible, though. Alright. I have been expecting you, Tink. By your return, I trust you now understand the importance of resolve. Like one's flesh, courage can be made strong. It is a matter of training each of its aspects. Now, the endeavor may prove difficult in the beginning. Gods know how much I struggle. You may suffer untold humiliation and more frustration than you can bear, but you must persevere. Whenever you engage an opponent, whether in training or in earnest, make a conscious effort to fight with composure and resolve. Over time, doing so will become second nature, and you will acquire such courage as you never thought could be yours. Mind you, not all battles entail a physical clash of might. It could simply be a disagreement born of a conflict in ideology. The point is, it matters not what battlefield you stand upon. So long as you take care to be composed and resolute, your courage will grow. Did that make any sense? Even a little? I fear I cannot hold a candle to Guildmaster Ywain, but if there is aught I can do to assist you in your training... What was that? Something is afoot in the training area. Oh. And you call yourselves Lancers? Pathetic. You are next, Guildmaster. Arm yourself and face me. Refuse, and all will know that you are no true Lancer. Egoist much? Say what you will, I am above provocation. Craven to the last man. Oh, but what have we here? Wait, she is but a novice. That makes no odds to me. You yourself admitted her to your ranks, did you not? Very well. I shall withdraw for now. Yet know that only the fearless are fit to wear the mantle of Lancer. I look forward to measuring your worth in the days to come. Who are you? There is not more to see. Return to your drums. Tink would have shaking in her metaphorical boots. Tink, you made no attempt to evade his thrust. I call this bluff, I guess. Did your opponent so unnerve you as to deprive you of your senses? Well, it is of little consequence now. You need pay no further heed to our uninvited guest. Lest you wonder, it is not uncommon for challengers to come pounding on our door, seeking to test their mettle. For now, dedicate yourself to tempering the two aspects of courage, the composure to bring the sum of your strength, and skill to bear against your foes, and the resolve to attack when fear would stay your hand, as befits a lancer. When next we meet, I shall have another trial for you, one that will put your courage to the test. Until then, continue to apply yourself to your training. Farewell, Tink. I recently opened up space for more armor, so for more chest armor, so I guess. I don't like the oven mitts. Ah, Tink! I swear you have gained an ilm around the arm since last we spoke. It is plain you have not been idle. In our previous lesson, you learned the Lancer's definition of courage, and how you might go about tempering its two aspects. Today, we shall find out if your efforts have borne fruit. I see you have come prepared for battle, that is well. Your next trial will place you in the midst of a throng of enemies. In such a situation, one may be attacked from any direction, making it difficult to respond appropriately. Furthermore, the likelihood of being surrounded is high. Will your resolve bear the weight of uncertainty? Will your composure hold when the odds are stacked against you? We shall soon find out. Should you overcome this trial, what courage you already possess will be further tempered. Now heed me well, for this is what you must do. I would have you travel to Naked Rock, where the animals claim dominion. At the summit of the rock is a sacred artifact, the Stone of Courage. You must claim it and bring it to me. If you are to reach your destination, you'll need to negotiate a path through whole packs of flesh-eating scalekins. Make no mistake, the creatures are intimidating foes. To stride into the midst of so many would ask much of any lancer's courage. But given time, and no small amount of perseverance, I am confident you will prove equal to the task. Alright. I'm in the right place. Looking for a fight. Congratulations, you have obtained the false Stone of Courage. Oh? Ah, you heard me right. False. What does that say about your courage, I wonder? Ah, but where are my manners? My name is Folkes. We had the pleasure of meeting at the Lancers Guild, if you recall. On that occasion, I turned my weapon upon you, and you betrayed not a hint of fear. It was in that instant that I sensed you were unlike the others, that you had promise. Thanks, I suppose? And so to the present. In its current state, the trial in which you are engaged, if trial it may be called, makes a mockery at the Lancer's art. Needless to say, this cannot be tolerated. And so I have taken the liberty of moving the Stone of Courage to a more suitable location. It now resides in the depths of Spirithold under the guard of fell fiends. A far more fitting challenge, as I'm sure you will agree. Whether or not you attempt to retrieve the stone is for you to decide. If you fear for your safety, I suggest you run back to the guild and bemoan the world's frightfulness to the many brave souls who cower there. Ywain will doubtless consider it a supremely courageous act. Yet know that a Lancer may forge true courage only in the midst of great danger. Bye, jerk. just gotta get back out of here. So you have returned. Tell me, were you able to obtain the Stone of Courage? Yeah, with great difficulty. Yes, this is indeed the stone, though it is in rather worse condition than when last I saw it. What happened at Naked Rock? The Lancer who but recently threatened you moved the stone to Spirit Hold? Not content with trespass and slander, the brazen fool now meddles with our training? Seven hells, this is not to be borne. Listen well, Tink. Though I do not doubt that you know better, my duty as Guildmaster compels me to state the obvious. Heed not that man's words. That a lance's courage can only be forged in the midst of great danger is vainglorious tripe. As you have already learned, a lancer's courage is the product of composure and resolve. Be under no misapprehension. Watchfully navigating the Animal's territory served to temper your courage in a manner that blindly braving the terrors of Spirit Hold did not. As you continue your training, pray keep the lesson of this trial close to your heart. Just gonna quickly... okay. I don't need another little jacket. I have these. These look okay, I suppose. Ah, Tink, you come at a good time. I urgently require your help. Scarcely a bell ago, our old friend Falquez paid us another visit, seemingly intent upon reprising the performance he gave on the day of your first meeting. As on that occasion, he raved till the air was thick with slanders, declaring every soul who met his gaze more craven than the last. This time, however, not all ears were deaf to his myriad provocations. It seems one of our younger members took offense at his words and demanded satisfaction of the road. The two have since departed to duel in the East Shroud. I was just out there. Had I been on hand, I would have forbidden such folly, and rebuked the lad for letting pride cloud his judgment. Alas, I learned of it too late, and the boy is gone. All we can do now is ensure that the hot-headed fool does not come to lasting harm. I would have departed in pursuit of the pair ere you came, but my duties keep me here. That is why I turn to you now, Tink. Pray go to the East Shroud in my stead and watch over our comrade. Alright. Now the question is, where are they? There you are, just past the treehouse. Looks like you had a bad day. So we meet again. You remember who I am, I trust? But of course you remember your mentor, he who taught you the true meaning of courage. Yeah, right. I understand you were able to retrieve the Stone of Courage in Spirit Hold. It seems I was right about you. Ah, you have the makings of a true Lancer, unlike those charlatans at the Lancers Guild. It is well that you have come to me, for I have just a trial for you, one that will do wonders for your courage. Not interested, you say? Ah, but you have no choice. Should you refuse, well, suffice it to say that I will not be able to guarantee the safety of your comrade here. Snake. When last we spoke, I told you that a Lancer may forge true courage only in the midst of great danger. Needless to say, the threat posed by ordinary creatures is insufficient. You must needs seek out better sport. Ah, but fear not, for I have taken the liberty of finding you something suitable. Take this alchemic potion, and sprinkle it upon the exposed roots yonder. Doing so will garner you the wrath of a certain creature, which you must then strike down. Okay. Excuse me? Okay. Fine. I did it. Happy now? So you have vanquished the Treant. Well done. By striking down that frenzied creature, you have further strengthened your courage. Release your comrade. Oh, I shall! Once you have completed my next trial, this one will pit you against a multitude of foes. Make your way to Lifeman's stump in the central shroud. Once there, seek out a likely spot along the forest path to lie in wait. Man-eating wolves are wont to hunt there at this time of year, and it should not be long before a pack appears. When the beasts show themselves, you are to slay their leader, the Alpha Wolf. I shall be observing from up close, the better to offer you advice. Very funny. Anyway. Right up in here, huh? Solo instance. Okay. To kill me. You are to be congratulated, Tink. By throwing yourself into the midst of danger, you have further tempered your courage. And in the process, you have brought peace to Lifeman's Stump, a place considered sacred by the people of Gridania. Having undertaken my trials, you must now see that those issued by the guild are naught but child's play. I do not look happy. Mine is the one true path to courage. All others lead to ignominy. If you wish to become a lancer worthy of the name, I suggest you leave Ywain and his house of cravens never to return. Nope. For your sake, I pray you do so soon, till we meet again. Tink, thank the gods you are safe! That young fool of a lancer returned but moments ago and through choked tears recounted to me all that transpired. I understand Folk has again attempted to force upon you his corrupted notion of courage. I cannot say this often enough. A lancer strengthens his courage by tempering his composure and resolve, not by rushing headlong into danger. You were able to overcome Folkhead's trials, 'tis true, yet know that you did so by virtue of true courage. That is, courage born of composure and resolve. You faltered not before the fury of frenzied treant, nor did you succumb to panic when surrounded by bloodthirsty wolves. Owing to this, you were able to perform to the fullest of your potential. Thank you. You have come far, Tink. It is past time that I taught you the piercing talon technique, one of the most versatile weapons in the Lancer's arsenal. May it serve you well. Now, I must needs decide what course of action to take with regard to your self-appointed mentor. Though no lives were lost, this latest incident only serves to confirm what I have long suspected. That Folkhez will cause great harm if left to propagate his corrupted notion of courage. He must be persuaded to desist, though I do not yet know how. Mayhap his regard for you could be turned to our advantage. But leave such considerations to me. For the time being, you would do well to put Folkhez from your mind. Focus on your training and strive to master the technique I have taught you. I look forward to our next meeting. Yep. I have that many of those shoes? I'll just pick up a bronze piece. You, Tink. You have been training hard, I trust? Yeah? I would set you your next trial, one more dangerous than any you have faced before. I'm listening. But I would not send an unprepared woman to her death. Before we proceed, I must needs verify your progress with mine own eyes. You will face 3 experienced lancers in single combat. Defeat each one in succession and you will prove yourself fit to undertake the trial. Arm yourself and take your place in the training area. We begin when you are ready. Okay. Well done, Tink. Impressive, Tink. Most impressive. You are ready to face the trial. Yet I did not exaggerate when I said it would be dangerous. Make no mistake. To take this test is to risk death. Alright. Knowing this, do you still wish to proceed? Yep. Oh. Back again, are you? That woman is the only soul in this pathetic excuse for a guild who shows any promise. Which is why I counseled her to leave you. Alas, she chose to remain in your House of Craven. Such a waste. This guild has outlived its purpose, and I mean to see its doors shut and barred for good. If you wish to object, I invite you to do so with lance in hand. You do not want for confidence, sir. But answer me this. What grudge do you hold against us? For what reason did you choose this of all crusades? I detest cravens who would proclaim their courage and would like nothing better than to crush them. That is my reason. Well, the fixity of your purpose is clear, even if your reasoning is not. So be it. Suffice it to say, you will not have your way without a fight. Oh, but do not presume that I will be your opponent. No, you must face the Lancer over whom you so grandly claimed mentorship. The one woman among us all whose potential you can condescend to acknowledge. Tink shall represent us all. As Guildmaster, I wager the fate of the guild upon her lance. No pressure, man. Ha! Do as you will, coward. It is your guild for a way. You may even set the terms of the contest. Very well. Tink here is to undertake a trial. I challenge you to complete the task before she does. You are to travel to the East Shroud and prove your courage before the Lord of the Bramble Patch. He is a giant amongst boars, unrivaled in strength and savagery, and ruler over all his kind. You must go before this fearsome creature and stand your ground. Know, though, that the Lord of the Bramble Patch will not grant an audience to just anyone. You must needs present him an offering of the bloody tusks of his subjects, the wild boars that inhabit his domain. When you have prepared your offering, leave it upon an area of trampled earth. Drawn to the stench of blood, the Lord of the Bramble Patch will soon appear. That is all. Are there any questions? I'm good. No? Then let the trial commence. Okay, I just need to message Ryoka real quick. Don't mind me, Trance. Okay. All right. to a nicer chat. You deserve getting bonked, but I'm not gonna let you kill him. You shan't find much sport in these two. Come back another day, my friend. Sir? Well done, Tink. You have completed the trial. I trust you now see the truth in my words. Hurling yourself into the midst of danger is not courage. It is folly. No, this proves nothing. I refuse. I refuse to accept. You refuse to accept the weakness within you. Bye. No, Tink. Leave him be. Your work here is done. Return to the guild. I shall see you there presently. Okay. Okay. I will not lie to you. You are no match for the Lord of the Bramble Patch. Had you betrayed any hint of fear, he would have gored you in the space of a moment and feasted on your entrails. Now you tell him. But you stood your ground, holding fast to your composure and resolve. Thus were you able to stare terror in the face and survive unscathed. Well done, Tink. You have overcome the greatest hurdle in the quest to become master of your own courage. You may now bring to bear the full extent of your abilities upon even the mightiest of foes. As for Falkes, well, if there is a shred of reason left in him, he will have learned the self-same lesson as you this day. Painful though the experience must surely have been, one can only hope that it will serve to open his eyes to the truth. Go forth, Tink, and prepare yourself for further trials. I look forward to our next meeting. I have 2 of these, so I don't need another. I can always make one. It is good to see you again, Tink, and stronger than when we last spoke. Plainly, you have devoted many hours to training, which is just as well, for I have a mind to set you your next task. At the Bramble Patch, you came to grasp the true meaning of courage. I would have you put that courage to the proof before 3 masters of our art. In the many years since they began their training within these walls, these men have led very different lives, yet they share the distinction of being regarded amongst the finest lancers of their time. And just as they once looked to their seniors for inspiration, so too shall you look to them. By availing yourself of their wisdom, you will take another step toward becoming a fully fledged lancer. Your first instructor is a man named Mateomi. Seek him out at Amarisak Spire in the East Shroud, where he serves as a frontier sentry. The long years at his post have honed Mateomi's perception. No detail escapes the man's piercing gaze. Present yourself before him for inspection, Tink, and do as he bids you. Buddy, put some clothes on. He's probably up. Hello. You must be the young lancer I was told to meet. With respect, greetings and well met. I am Metomi, commander of the brave men and women of this fire. Now let's have a good look at you. I see. You possess strength and skill in abundance, of this there is no doubt, but you still want for experience. Oh, I don't doubt you've seen much and more. Mayhap you believe there is naught left out there to unnerve you. Yet the world is wide, and only the gods can claim to know all. You may be assured that the legendary lances of old faltered at times. No lancer, nor any man, could foresee all possibilities, but he can steel himself when he unexpected. I would have you do just that. Take this bottle of fresh Vulcan blood, and sprinkle it at the foot of the great tree to the north. Doing so will lure out creatures of the night, which you are to vanquish. Welcome back, lass, and well done. I bore witness to your battle with mine own eyes. The blood that back bewilders its prey with its ceaseless glittering, which makes putting a spear in the beast an exercise in frustration. Frustration that may easily have given rise to panic. Yet to your credit, you fought on resolutely and thus emerged the victor. Your Wayne has taught you well, young one. You have a way to go, to be sure, but beneath those rough-hewn edges I see the makings of a great lancer. With my blessing, make your way to Bhaskaron's druthers in the South Shroud. It is there that your next instructor, Bhaskaron himself, awaits. The man had a unique approach to our art. Though it's a fair while since he hung up his spear, his words are well worth hearing. Indeed, lancers visit him as much for his counsel as they do his need, good though it is. By meeting Bhaskaron and availing yourself of his knowledge, your lance work will surely improve. Alright, we're gonna jump again. I thought it was about time you arrived. I'm Bhaskaron, and this here's my place. In case you're wondering why old Wayne sent you, I should mention that I've not always been in the food and drink business. Before I opened the druthers, I manned an outpost not far from here. Any road, between keeping throats wet and bellies full, I ain't got a great deal of time to chat just now, so if you don't mind, I'll get on with educating you. Now take this nice bottle of full flower mead. Wait, don't open it. This ain't that kind of lesson. No, I want you to make an offering of it at Miss Sal's Lance, which is a monument tucked away in a rocky cleft to the south of here. See the bottle safely there, complete with its contents, and when you come back, I'll tell you a story. Got all that? Good. Bye. I'm talking to myself. You offered up mead as I told you, and without drinking a drop? Very well, you shall have a tale of me, as promised. Mistal is the man who founded the Lancers Guild, and the monument I sent to you was erected in his honor. Mistal was courage made flesh. Cut him and I dare say he'd have bled the stuff. It was him who first identified the two aspects of a Lancer's courage, as well as how to go about tempering him. Sagash, did you have to stand right there? And that weren't all he did. Seeing how the art had gone stale, what with our lancers keeping to the confines of the 12-wood, he sought to bring in new techniques and methods from faraway lands. But Gridania was a different place in his day. The outside world was a thing to be shunned back then, and non-forest form were considered faithless savages. Aye, it was even worse than now. Of course, old Miss Dowell wasn't afraid to call that way of thinking what it was. A lot of ignorance and cowardice. To cut a long story short, despite a force full of good old Gridanian stubbornness, he finally convinced the nation to open its doors to foreign lancers, and by blending their techniques with his own, he gave the world the art which you now practice. To this day, the Lancers Guild accepts students regardless of their origin. That wouldn't have been possible if it hadn't been for Miss Dowell. Us Lancers owe him much and more, and it's our charge to carry on his legacy. Never forget that. Huh? What's that? When's the trial? Much as I hate to disappoint, there isn't one. Your courage was never in doubt, lass. My part in your training's done. It's time you visited your third and final instructor, a fellow named Valclair. You'll find him whiling away his time at the Bobbing Cork, like as not. Oh, that's the name of an inn in Fallgord Float, in case you don't know. Up in the North Shroud, it is. Valclair's an old rival of mine. Me and him used to go at it till neither man could lift his spear tip off the ground. I warn you, he was a right stubborn bugger back then, and the years ain't done much to improve his humors. So, good luck with impressing him. Thanks. I think I'm just gonna... float. Yeah, I'm gonna teleport that. I'm in the South Shroud, that's in the North Shroud. I'm sorry. Hard day? Well, sometimes I'm glad to be a trusted soldier. Most days I don't even mind being the trusted soldier. Today, I wish there had been another trusted soldier on day. Okay. Hello, sir. Just chilling here with your spear on your back. I take it you are the young lancer of whom Yuane spoke, and an adventurer besides by the look of you. I was an adventurer myself once. That was before I became a lance for hire. But enough idle talk. You have come to learn from me, and learn from me you shall. Be warned, though, that you will not find me as lenient an instructor as the others. Now pay attention. Thus far you have learned to muster your courage in situations of fear, panic, and uncertainty. With me, you will learn to do so in the face of change. The enemy is a living thing, and living things are apt to change. Whatever the nature of that change, a lancer must be able to think and adapt. And to think and adapt during battle requires courage. To teach you the meaning of my words, I would have you challenge a fiery fiend known as the Red Balloon. However, the creature will appear only where there is a raging flame. You may kindle such a flame by procuring 6 fingers from slain balloons and depositing them at a gutted campfire. This should suffice to entice the Red Balloon. As the battle wears on, the creature's fury shall burn with ever greater fervor until it is ripe to burst in a conflagration of death. Let courage lend strength to your lance and extinguish this fiery foe. Okay. Time to jump off the balcony! That was not fun. Okay. Okay, here we go. Hi. There. Okay. So you have vanquished the Red Balloon, no less than what I would expect of one of Ywain's. Your enemy altered its nature throughout the encounter, thereby causing the terms of battle to shift repeatedly. Yet ever did you press onward, your courage holding firm in the midst of constant change. So it was that you emerged triumphant. I am not known for being liberal with my praise, but you have done well. Yours is a genuine courage. Mind you, this does not give you license to forsake your training. You are still but a fledgling among us, after all. I have finished with you. You may report back to Ywain. And when you do, tell that young upstart that I demand he show his face here from time to time. That is all. Okay. Let's see. Back to Bridell. Old Valclair demands I show my face? I can only assume the buxom brunette at the float isn't lavishing him with the attention he craves. Very well, I shall see what I can do. As for you, Tink, well done. I never doubted that you would meet with the approval of all three men, yet I am no less proud of you for having done so. You have traveled far along the Lancer's path, and soon you will no longer require my guidance. In fact, you need overcome but one further trial to complete your education here. Do so, and I will give you my blessing to leave the Lancers Guild and embark upon a new adventure with spear in hand. As ever, apply yourself to your lance work and return when you are ready for your final challenge. I look forward to our next meeting. And this is level 30, which I cannot do just yet. Okay. Ah, Tink. Ever a sight for sore eyes. By your return, I take it you are ready for the final trial. Very well, let us... Guildmaster Ywain! You are wounded. What has happened? We were attacked, sir, by a Duskwhite Lancer, as we trained in the forest. He hasn't learned. He was impossibly strong. A demon. He kept screaming something about teaching us true courage. No, not him. Not Falkes. We were in the northwest corner of the Central Shroud when it happened. I was able to get away, but the others... You must help the others! Arrgh. Be strong, man. I am sorry, Tink. The trial must wait. Pray make haste to the Central Shroud and help your comrades. And Tink, should folks force your hand, do what must be done. 12 speed you on your way. Yes, sir. Alright. Wow! Okay. Well, I'm not gonna worry about teleporting anymore. For the love of the 12, help me! Friend, another breath and I would have become worm fodder. A dust-white lancer unleashed the fiends upon us, claiming it would temper our courage. You should have seen the look in his eye when he said it. Mad bastard. Where is he now? I think he headed off towards the North Shroud, maybe the direction of Fallgord Float. I can't say for sure, I was concentrating on the Scalekin at the time. If it's a reckoning you seek, you are likely to be disappointed. Those of us who managed to outrun the worms will already have alerted the whalers. I dare say the Duskwise is being held at spear point as we speak, begging for his worthless life in a puddle of his own piss. Source bastard right and all. No. He would not have... Okay. North Shroud. Okay. Really? What kept you? You've gone mad. Helping your comrades, you say? Fool, you waste your pity on false friends. It is only a matter of time before they betray you. Aye, just like those wretches who saw me imprisoned and exiled. I was once an upright citizen of Gridania, and a man of the Lancers Guild, yet life was not easy. For want of coin to obtain the barest necessities, I conspired with my closest comrades to steal from the guild's coffers. The theft soon came to light, and though there were no suspects, it was clear that the deed had been perpetrated by someone within the ranks. An air of suspicion hung heavy over the guild from that day forth, until at last, unable to bear the guilt, I convinced my accomplices to join me in confessing. Only for them to bite their craven tongues after I had stepped forward and admitted my part in the crime. And so it was that I alone took the blame. Of course it was the Duskwite, everyone said. Was there ever any doubt? It all made perfect sense. Despite my heartfelt pleas, my so-called friends denied any involvement. Instead, they called me vulgar names that I do not care to repeat. Can you imagine the shock and anguish I felt at their betrayal? Would that I had had the strength to force the truth out of those traitors. Would that I had the courage to escape my dungeon cell, even if it meant taking some hapless guard's life. Driven by vengeance and no small amount of self-loathing, I resolved to forge my courage anew. I strode into the lairs of ravenous fiends while drenched in blood. I put their helpless offspring to the spear that I might face the unbridled fury of their kin. For my efforts, I have acquired the ultimate courage. A courage forged amidst danger and tempered by rage. I fear nothing. I am the greatest Lancer that has ever lived. Yeesh. Okay. Impossible! My courage is absolute! Wait! No, come no closer! Back to Gridania, I guess. Okay. He fell off a cliff. So folks is no more. His was a tragic tale, and one that might have been so different. Had fate not dealt him such a cruel hand, he could well have commanded a place of honor within these halls. But it avails us not to dwell upon what might have been. It is enough that you are still with us, Tink. Lest you wonder about your final trial, there will be none. I have seen all I need to see. You have proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that yours is a genuine courage. In recognition of this, I shall pass to you the secrets of Lance Charge, one of the most potent abilities in our arsenal. You are a Lancer in your own right now. There is not more I can teach you. From here onwards, it is up to you to seek out such challenges as will make you grow. Like attracts like, and the strong are drawn to strength. Just as I once knew for a certainty that I was destined to face the Lord of the Bramble Patch, so too will you find, or be found by, an adversary of equal worth. None can say what fate will bring, but armed with your courage, there is naught you need fear. Keep close to your heart the lessons you have learned here, and go forth to blaze a new trail with spear in hand. I don't have time anymore today to continue on to Dragoon. So I'm just gonna call it there. And proceed at a later point.